Everybody and welcome to Kids Tech e-launch. Today on our channel we are going to see how to download and how to use Pencil 2D. And basically today we are going to see about its tools, about its different patterns, tools and whatever feature it has. And this video is today on a fan's request. And the name is Devansh Quatra. So thanks Devansh for giving this request, and today we are going to see about how to use the tools in Pencil 2D. So let's see how to download Pencil 2D. So when you go on Google Chrome, you have to type Pencil 2D download. So when you type this, you will see many options on Google. So you will click on the first option, which is download open source animation software Pencil 2D. Actually, Pencil 2D is also an animation software, but the difference between Pencil 2D and Blender 2.8 is just this much, that Pencil 2D is a 2D animation software, but Blender is a 3D animation software. But in Blender, you can even do 2D animation. There are many options of animation. But as there is a request from a subscriber, then we are downloading Pencil 2D and we are learning some animation in it. So when you visit the screen, Pencil 2D animation, you'll scroll down and you'll see some options like current stable version, and inside this you'll download the version which is suitable for your PC. For me, it would be Windows 32-bit. But for you, whatever suits you the best, you would download that one. So here, as you click 32-bit download, it starts downloading here. So after you have downloaded it, it will come in a full packed folder. Now you have to unzip that folder. Now for unzipping files and folders, I basically recommend pzip. Why pzip? Because pzip is firstly free software. Secondly, it's very easy to use and I basically love the software. So this is pzip and I have unzipped this Pencil 2D file with the pzip. Now when you open this file or the folder, after unzipping it, you will see many options inside it, but inside it you'll see the application Pencil 2D with this kind of pencil here. So you'll click on it, click enter, and you will enter the Pencil 2D. Now this is the Pencil 2D. In Pencil 2D, you will even see a frame at this side with many options, or many pens, or many frames, or whatever you want to say. So here is all my tools. Alright. Actually, by mistake, I have just removed these tools. Yeah. So now I have got them on my screen. I'll just make this window a little bit smaller. So now we'll discuss about all these tools. So the first tool is the recycle bin, as you can see here. What happens with the recycle bin is, after you draw anything or you animate anything here and you click the recycle bin, everything on your screen gets deleted. Let's move on to the next tool, which is the pencil. So this is the pencil. Pencil is basically used to draw things. Whatever you want to draw on the screen, suppose I want to draw a man like this. So the pencil is basically used to draw whatever you want. Okay. Now let's talk about the next tool, which is eraser. But before going on the eraser, I want to talk a little bit more about the pencil tool. In the pencil, as you go below, you'll see two options, brush and the pressure. So in brush, I mean that what is the thickness of the pencil. Like we have a 2B pencil, we have a 3B pencil, we have a 4B, 6B pencil in art. And they shade very differently, like some shades dark, some shades light, and some are thick, some are not. So that kind of thing is here in the brush. Like in paint brushes, you have sizes like paint brush number 1. This is of very thin size. This is paint brush number 6. It's of a little bit thick size. So that kind of thing is meant by the brush. It's the size of the pen or the pencil you are using. So let's set it again to the original one. A little bit more. Yeah, now I think it's perfect. So let's move on to the next tool, which is eraser. So in the eraser tool, it is just used to erase all the markings you have made with the pencil, as we use a normal eraser in our day-to-day lives. Below this, you will again see the brush, which is again, as I told you, the size of the eraser or the pencil or the pen. Feather. Feather is how much lightly or darkly it would erase the thing. Let's suppose I made this drawing with the pencil. I have taken eraser. Let's decrease the feather. So it is erasing it very nicely, as you can see. But when I increase the feather, see, it's almost not erasing. Its erasing capacity decreases as I increase the volume of the feather. I hope you all would understand that. Now the next tool I am going to talk about is the select box. Actually, the select box is for selecting things. Like we use in the paint. There is a selection box with which if you select anything, you can delete it, you can move it, or you can do everything with it. So we will see mostly all of its uses when we will learn how to animate in Pencil 2D. I will even do a detailed video on animation, that how to animate even on Blender 2.8, because Blender 2.8 is also an animation software, and basically we have started that playlist for animation only. So let's move on to the next tool, which is the move tool. So before I tell you the move tool, let's make an object. Suppose this is the ball. Let's change the color. This is the color box from where you change the colors. We'll discuss this later in a little bit more detail. Okay. So these are two objects which I have made. Let's choose the selection box and I'll select this object number 1. Now when I choose the move tool, I can move this object wherever I can. This is like that 4-pointer cursor in the paint, from which you move your objects from one place to another. Let's move on to the next tool, which is the pen. Pen is almost the same thing as a pencil. It is used to draw things. So I will not go in a bit deep in it, but let's discuss another tool. Let's see what it is. It is the hand tool. The hand tool is used to move the canvas. Like supposedly you wanna focus on this area of the canvas. So you can move your canvas here and there using this hand tool. The next tool we are going to see is this tool, which is known as the polyline tool. Now what is the polyline tool used for? Polyline tool is used for making figures which are joined like this, which are closed figures and which are made up of only lines and are joined lines. So as you can see, I have made a figure. So this is how this polyline tool works. Okay. Now there would be a question in your mind that how to end up this polyline, unless it would be going, and how would I select my other options? So when you press enter, this polyline ends up. Okay, so the next tool is fill bucket or the paint bucket tool. It is used to fill the objects with colors. Like supposedly I have changed my color to green. Alright, from here, this box is to see where your cursor is going and where your color is going to be chosen. And here you can see what the color you are having now. So the fill bucket works as we work with the fill bucket in the paint. It is just the same thing, nothing has changed in it. So as you can see, I'm filling the whole object with different colors. I'm just changing these three things, S, H, V and A. These are only the three things I'm changing while coloring my object. And it's very easy to use. I would tell you further about this in my further tutorials about Pencil 2D. So the next tool is eyedropper tool. Eyedropper tool is used to pick color. Like supposedly you have made a canvas and you have made a scenery of beautiful trees and all. So there's only a last tree left and you have to color it as the same as the first tree was colored. Now if I would change it in the color palette, it would be difficult to me to find the exact color. Now what to do? So I'll take the eyedropper, I'll select that color wherever it is in the object, and then from the fill bucket I'll apply it in my object, and it's so simple to do. So the next option is brush tool. So the brush tool is basically for painting. As we use brushes for painting, the same thing is here with the brush tool. So there's nothing new in the brush tool. Let's move on to the last tool we have. It is the smudge tool. Smudge tool is basically used to smudge things like this. See, as I moved it on my car-like looking shape, it smudged all my colors together. Let's edit it by Ctrl Z because I'm not loving that smudgy thing. So it smudges up all the colors and all the things you have in your canvas wherever you move the smudge tool. Like if you're sitting in a car and it's raining outside, and when you see on your window there are small raindrops, and when you're outside the door of the car and you just move your finger on it, many drops get collected together and they get smudged. The same thing happens here. These all things get smudged here. So this was all in Pencil 2D. I hope you all liked my tutorial. If you liked it, please click the like button and do subscribe my channel Kids Tech eLaunch. And do add a comment in the comment section below that what do you want to see next from my channel. Thank you so much for watching.